John Lennon once said when he was 5 years old, his mother always told him that happiness was the key to life. When he went to school, they asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up. He wrote down happy. They told him he didn't understand the assignment, and he told them they didn't understand life. John had a dream of finding true happiness. He wanted to experience not just the artificial happiness that can be purchased or found in the material life. He wanted to find his inner happiness, to be able to create it if need be, to be able to and find this feeling of invincibility, and from it he no longer would depend on material items. His dream consisted of being happy and waking up in the morning able to jump out of bed and take on the day, no matter what was thrown at him, because no one could ruin what he had, and it could not be shattered by anyone. I want to be able to find happiness sometime in my life and have the feeling of satisfaction that comes along with it. When I grow up, I want to own my own horse farm, to get married to a man that is understanding of me and has similar experiences, and to be in a career involving horses. All of these will help me find and maintain real happiness, not just aid in the fake smile I've grown accustomed to and smeared on throughout the years, and thus achieve my American dream. In The Great Gatsby, Gatsby never got more than a small taste of being with Daisy because she was married to the man her parents wanted her to marry instead of the one she wanted to marry, Gatsby. I lost the guy of my dreams because I was not good enough for him anymore. Gatsby never got to achieve his dream of having Daisy, as I have lost the battle to be with someone I fell in love with over the summer. While Gatsby was sitting with Daisy one day in his large mansion, he realized that the colossal significance of that moment with Daisy had vanished forever with his dream. This proves how the American dream can come so close that one can hold it in their hands, but is liable to disappear as the chances I had with my first love disappeared. Over the summer I took every day I had with him for granted, and I was unable to see my dream slip away since I was too caught up in creating it, causing me to lose someone so special to me. Gatsby wanted to be able to move on or die, trying to erase memories of Daisy, as I want to be able to erase memories of my summer, something he was unable to do, but I have a strong motivation for. After Gatsby left the war, he tried very hard to die, and do reckless things, as I do, to try and relieve the pain of losing someone so close to the heart. Similar to Gatsby, I threw myself out there and used a conjured up sense of bravery to get myself through the emotional turmoil of losing my first love. Now, though, I've built up the confidence to do these things without needing an extra push to get me through, and maybe one day I'll be able to find someone who make me feel the same way he had over the summer. Anthony Kiedis, who wrote the autobiography Scar Tissue, was slowly trying to repair his life in the drugs, sex, and alcohol. Anthony followed his dream, and though he got so close to it, he never really could grasp it in his hands. It was close enough to touch, but too far to hold. All my life I have wanted to feel pleasure to the point of insanity, but there's no guarantee that it will last long. Everything fades eventually. Each day I try to search for things that make the day special. I want something to make me want to jump out of bed and start the day off either with a sense of happiness or something to distract me enough not to care about the bad. I want to feel that little bliss every day 10 times more. Sometimes, though, and until then, I'll have to create this happiness out of scratch, because before I can be happy with someone else, I have to be happy with myself. Anthony claims that taking the shortcut only causes one to get lost in a world of pain and hurt. I have tried taking the shortcut, and I ended up lost, as he had. Now I am unsure how to move on. The mistakes I have made trying to jump the gun and live life far too fast have caused me to fear what is next to come. How Anthony fears turning back to the drugs that hazed through his childhood and early life. My first love is an example. I am now afraid to love anyone else because I fell too hard and too fast for someone I should have gotten to know better and given more time to show his true colors. He was like a drug to me. He used to take away all my pain, leave me in a numb happiness, blind to his real intentions. I was trying to make something out of our relationship that was never meant to be. Sean Morgan, lead singer of my favorite band Seether, is my personal hero who had a rough childhood but came out as a successful musician. He learned in rehab, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I personally went to a behavioral health ward due to depression. I learned there that sometimes faking a smile is the best thing you can do for yourself. Don't let people know your true emotions. That might have been a step closer to my dream of actual happiness by starting off with a false sense of it. Before then, I kept trying to tell people how I felt, but it only made me vulnerable and only hurt me more. Sean has found other ways to deal with his issues and help his fans get through their troubles as well. Music for him is a way to say how he feels now and to get it all out. Other people will paint something or draw something or dance it out or whatever. This is the only way he can purge, but is therapeutic. In order to find happiness, I need a way to purge, so I write out all my emotions at the barn. Sometimes, if I cannot get to the barn, I will write or draw or even sing at the top of my lungs, anything to get out the energy. Afterwards, I feel calm and like I can take on the world again. This is my way to purge, and it makes me happy, one step closer to my dream of being happy with horses from when I wake up to when I fall asleep, and all that in between. John Lennon may have figured it out at 5, that the point of life is to find your happiness, while everyone else just repeated the question a little louder, rejecting the theory. I won't make the same mistake, because although it took me a little longer to figure it out, it's better late than never. Death is always going to be the easy way out of life, and some days it seems more appealing than living ever will, but then there's those days when you're so glad you kept pulling through. Gatsby never achieved his dream of getting the girl, just as I lost the guy. Sean Morgan and Anthony Kiedis pulled through, so I know I can still find happiness even with a few wrong steps. I'll have to take more risks, but strategic risks, not blindfoldedly walking across the minefield. Most importantly, I'll have to create happiness, even if it involves a fake smile at the moment, because one day that same smile will be real, coming naturally and more frequently. I am going to do something that is going to make me happy and be enjoyable. Although it will often seem to me that things won't get better, and I will sometimes question why bother trying because it may seem that I am just running in circles chasing my tail, I will have to remember that suicide does not end the chances of life getting worse. Suicide eliminates the possibility of it ever getting better.